in terms of the difficult relationship that diplomatically has been underwhelming, especially after the ouster of Sheikh Hasina and the installation of Tariq Anwar as well. Since then, I think there has been an attempt of rapprochement from particularly the Indian side. Talking about appointment of a high profile leader in the position of the Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh, who has been given the position at the level of the cabinet minister. Talking about India sending External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar to the funeral of Khalida Zia. During the swearing in ceremony of Tariq Anwar, there has been Om Birla, who has represented India in a swearing in ceremony. Do you think there are also been efforts made from India's side to iron out differences with Bangladesh, and after 2 years of Sheikh Hasina being given asylum, living in India, this is also yet another attempt, a tacit understanding that both sides have reached, and the announcement that was made by Sheikh Hasina just a few weeks ago that she will be heading back to Bangladesh in December, and she came up with a very strong message saying that she could even be killed over there.
Yes, well, as I said earlier, and as Major General Dwivedi Sahab said, there is a death sentence waiting for her, so her life under present circumstances would be in grave danger from the moment she set her foot on Bangladeshi soil. That's a decision that she has to take. As far as India is concerned, the hostile approach of the interim regime until the elections were held was a huge blow to the Indo-Bangladesh relations and what India had expected from this neighbor whom we had helped to liberate at great cost in 1971. Thereafter, when an elected prime minister came to power, although the Awami League unfortunately was not allowed to participate, every effort has been made from our side to try to normalize the relationship, including, as you pointed out, EM going for a short time for the Khalida Zia's funeral. We had a serving High Commissioner from our side when she was Prime Minister, and we have done our best to give positive signals to the government of BNP, which unfortunately seems to be rather dependent on many issues on its partner, the Jamaat, which is fundamentally hostile to India and which actually toes Pakistan's line. There is also the tendency of China to try to interfere, and the efforts made by United States now to counter the Chinese interference. You spoke about sending a high-profile political appointee with cabinet minister rank to Bangladesh as High Commissioner. I agree with you that that is definitely a signal from our side that we are ready to try to move things away from the path of disaster that Yunus and his interim regime was taking, but that would need equal and reciprocal action on the Bangladesh side headed by the present Prime Minister. So it would depend on them. And in any case, there are many outstanding issues, including the terrible treatment of minorities, the efforts to push people across the Bangladesh border, and we have made it very clear that illegal immigrants will be sent back. We have no tolerance for illegal immigrants, and they have to, these illegal immigrants in India are all Bangladeshi citizens with Bangladeshi passports. They have to be accommodated within Bangladesh in safety and dignity. And we have made it very clear that we will not tolerate violations, gross violations of their human rights within Bangladesh. the Bangladesh government has to assure them of dignity and safety.
Okay.
Those quite apart from what my co-panelist General Divedi said, and I agree with them 100%. These are the additional points I wanted to underline as far as India's position towards Bangladesh is concerned. Thank you, Megha.
Gautam Mukherjee on the telecast with me. Gautam Mukherjee, I do want to highlight a very pressing matter for India, which is the cause of concern and chagrin. This is particularly the renewed relationship that Bangladesh has found with Pakistan, right from the maritime cargo shipping that has resumed ever since the Yunus government, interim government, came into uh, came into being. Talking about the direct commercial flights that have resumed since then in 2025, there have been high-level ministerial visits of Pakistani leaders in Bangladesh, meetings with Mohammad Yunus, meetings with Tariq Anwar. Of course, there was the Commerce Minister of Pakistan, there was the Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar. They all have travelled. So, how significant does it become for India to not, muddy the waters with Bangladesh? How important it is for India to maintain its influence on Bangladesh? And do you also think that Sheikh Hasina's asylum in India was a prickly thorn in the diplomatic relations between both countries, and how they have sort of deteriorated in terms of what Bangladesh has been expecting out of India?
Well, I think it was inevitable because of the influence of the Islamists, the Jamaat, as Ambassador Mukherjee also referred. We have to be wary and diplomatically correct at best to expect anything out of this current government. It's a little more stable and less hysterical in terms of anti-Hinduism compared to Yunus, but just under the surface, it is pretty strongly anti-India, pro-Pakistan, pro-China. So I don't expect to get very much out of it, but then it is Bangladesh which is dependent on India for a host of things rather than the other way around. The most provocative thing in terms of India is one, to involve China in the Teesta matter, and the other is to give them a base right near the Chicken Neck. So in all of this, there is very little expectation on my part that things will go swimmingly well with Bangladesh. It is a matter of being on guard and letting developments unfold.